Hello, thank you for joining Superior Media. My name is Lynn Brown, and today we are speaking with Debbie Amoroso, one of the candidates for the upcoming Sault Ste. Marie by-election. Hello, Debbie. Debbie, tell me about your history in Sault Ste. Marie.
Well, Debbie, the history of Debbie is certainly born and raised in Sault Ste. Marie. My parents were born and raised in Sault Ste. Marie. My grandparents were born and raised in Sault Ste. Marie. My grandfather actually owned a masonry company. It was called Janison and Scott. And anybody that has any kind of history with the Sioux, if they remember down on Bruce Street, the lower Bruce Street, where they
Right.
had the brick road.
Yes.
That was all my grandfather's work.
Oh, wow.
So, and I remember leaving collegiate, and we would go downtown after school, and the Janison and Scott stamp would be all along the road. So, very, very involved in the building of this city, and so, have a long history in this community.
And you've been involved with social services for much of your career, haven't you?
Social services, health services, really in the field of helping people in this community in whatever way was afforded me, and I've been blessed with the opportunity to work in those fields in this community because you just you get to know the heart of the community when you are working with people that are struggling with health issues and social issues, and you really see the community as a whole.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And then you further demonstrated your commitment to the Sioux when you became mayor, the first female mayor of Sault Ste. Marie.
And prior to that, I was counselor for 3 terms for Ward 5.
Oh, wow.
Since 1997 till 2007, I sat representing the constituents of Ward 5. And then, yes, I had a successful run for mayor and did make history.
Yes, you
It's
did.
pretty awesome, and we had a wonderful 4 years. We got to celebrate the city's 100th anniversary, and we had our gold medalists that won the gold medal for curling in Sochi, and just incredible time being mayor of this community.
Debbie, what made you decide to throw your name in for the provincial by-election?
Well, I was asked to make this run by the Liberal Party, and I, in all honesty, really felt that I was retired. And when I was approached, I saw the opportunity for Sault Ste. Marie. I love this community. I think we're struggling right now, and I think that any opportunity that comes our way, we need to capitalize on it. So I saw that opportunity because it is going to continue to be a Liberal majority government into next year when the general election is called. And I can't turn down capitalizing on an opportunity, especially when it's for a community that I love. So that's what drew me. I thought that sincerely I could work hard for this community for 13 months and help us get over this critical time that is in front of us with things that are happening at Lottery and things that are happening at SR. We need to be at the table. We cannot afford to be sitting on a sideline and watching opportunities go by. So that's why I'm in front of the community again.
Okay, great. Now tell me about the issues. Are you out campaigning, knocking on doors?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Every chance that we get, we're out, we're talking to people. And it's confirmed what I already knew.
Okay.
So there are jobs that, through modernization at OLG, that are leaking out of the community. And it is critical that we find ways to stop that or to augment what has been lost. And so being at the table, having access to those discussions is vital to make sure that OLG continues to be robust and continues to be able to afford the opportunities for our youth and for the current employees to have good, well-paid jobs. Certainly the other concern at the door has been what's happening at SR and the pressure that the community feels in the event that SR wasn't ordered to pay their taxes. Now, the news yesterday has changed since then, but it's still in a state of needing to be addressed. We could have a new owner. We need to bring the union, the owners, the provincial government, the federal government, all together at a table to make sure that that steel industry is protected, and that the jobs are protected, and that our community continues to be to receive the benefits that come from that organization.
Well, thank you. And you were recently talking about the Ring of Fire.
Absolutely.
Investing in the Ring of Fire, and helping to get that moving.
Right. And there has been a great deal of work done on the Ring of Fire, and during this election that seems to be contradicted by others. Let me assure you that the Liberal government is worked very, very hard to make sure that they're doing what they need to do in a constructive way to make this Ring of Fire a reality. But there are a number of First Nations communities that need to have respectful negotiations so that we can move forward with them on side. And those types of things take time. And every one of them has varying needs, and so it really has been a respectful process. Certainly, you want to make sure that we have access as soon as possible, but you can't do it on the backs of the people that live in the area.
Right, yes. And one of the things that if memory serves, that during your tenure as mayor, you were instrumental in helping to get the Port of Algoma as a reality, and that would play very well into the Ring of Fire.
It's absolutely something that is, it's an attractor for more business coming from the Ring of Fire, and our location. I go back years when the whole multimodal strategy was in play, and the port is part of that. So the port isn't new. We were just able, because of the fact that we were always open to discussion, we were always facilitating compromise, we were always looking at how we can move forward in the best possible way together, because you always do better when you're together, and try and resolve issues. So the port was a result of that. That was the bringing together of the factions that needed to be at the table, and garnering the investment for us to move forward with it. And I think that we still need to do some work in that area to continue to move that along. It's going to be a while before it's actually a fully operational reality, but incremental steps, and every step has to come with bringing people together.
Right, and so collaboration would be one of the strengths that you would identify for yourself?
And I've always prided myself on that kind of a strength, is I am a collaborator.
So Debbie, one last question. Why would the citizens of Sault Ste. Marie put their X on the ballot next to Debbie's name?
Well, I certainly have the experience. I have the relationships at the provincial government level. It's going to be a Liberal majority government, and I think that we are better served as a community being at the table than shut out of the conversations. So with my experience, with my knowledge, with my relationships, I feel I'm the person that is best positioned to help our community through this very critical phase.
I'd like to thank you for joining us for our candidate profiles. I'm Lynn Brown for Soo Online.